Brought to you by Penguin.
Learn like a lobster. Grow as you go. Fuel your own progress. Accelerate your career. Written and read by Helen Tupper and Sarah Ellis. To Nanny, the lobster that never stops learning and who always supports me to grow.
To Rob, for being our first reader and reviewer. You kept me going and growing.
Introduction. A surprising role model for learning. People seldom improve when they have no other model but themselves to copy. Oliver Goldsmith. At the start of writing this book, we knew a lot about learning and a little about lobsters. A friend had mentioned that lobsters never stop growing, and this insight intrigued us. When we dived a bit deeper into the life of a lobster, we discovered that they have 3 distinctive characteristics that make them a surprising role model for learning. Lobsters never stop growing. Lobsters grow in hard moments. Lobsters fuel their own growth. We started to spot the parallels between the life of a lobster and the life of a learner. Learners are always a work in progress and never stop developing. Learners see challenges as a chance to grow in new ways. Learners don't wait, but create their own opportunities to grow. It turns out that learning like a lobster is a good way to guarantee our growth at work. Just like the lobster never stops growing, the best learners are always improving and never settle for where they are today. The importance of learning at work isn't new. We've always needed to develop if we want to do well in our jobs. What's different now is how quickly our work is changing. As a result, our skills need constant updating to make sure we stay relevant. Learning is essential in our roles, both now and to create possibilities for our future. The problem isn't convincing ourselves that learning is important, but working out how to make it happen. The reality of a working week means that learning often doesn't make it onto our to-do list. Even when it does, there's always a more pressing priority that takes our time and attention. The practicalities of learning at work continue to get in the way of our growth, but we can't rely on what we know today to get us where we want to go in the future.
Letting go of ladder-like learning. Careers used to be linear and ladder-like. They were about following in other people's footsteps and focused on getting to the top. Learning was limited by level, and there was little need to be curious about your own career beyond taking the next step. This 100-year approach to careers is no longer fit for purpose. It doesn't reflect people's reality or their individuality. Today, our careers are characterised by change and choices, by potential and possibilities. Climbing the ladder step by step has been replaced by something more squiggly. Human beings are works in progress that mistakenly think they're finished. Dan Gilbert. The squiggly career. In a squiggly career, you're always learning and growing. You create possibilities, and you're curious about the different directions in which you can develop. You recognise there's no such thing as a straight line to success, and you have the skills to overcome obstacles and make the most of opportunities. Instead of subscribing to one view of what a good career looks like, a squiggly career is as unique as you are. We created the concept of squiggly careers in 2013 and found that it quickly connected with people who felt it reflected their experiences and ambitions. Since then, we've written 2 best-selling books, run hundreds of training programs across the world, and produced over 500 weekly podcasts. Through supporting more than 5 million people to succeed in their squiggly career, one skill has consistently stood out as the biggest contributor to people's success: their ability to learn. Successful learners are defined by how, not what, they learn. The best learners are curious, open, and intentional about their learning. Where others stall and get stuck, these learners find a way to keep growing. And their investment in learning pays off. They have more opportunities, find their way through challenges, and create possibilities for their future. By always learning, they're always growing. Everyone can learn like a lobster, but many people feel constrained by the ladder-like learning.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?